All right, this here would be a 20 gauge shotgun load. Now, the benefits of a 20 gauge over, say, the 410 is going to be cost. It's certainly a more intermediate load for your small game hunting. It's definitely a little easier to hit a dove with a pellet load out of a 20 gauge than it is for a 410. You've got a lot of options in firearms. There are some pump models in 410 and that sort of thing, but there's a lot more options in 20 gauge, both in size of stock and in varieties. Definitely a lot more out there in terms of semi-autos other than the AK style. There's a lot of your more traditional hunting or trap guns in 20 gauge available. So the cost of your firearm tends to be a little less too. 410s, unless they're the little single shot synthetic stock ones, are not cheaper in terms of shotgun. They tend to run a little more with a couple of options out there. A lot of your overrunners are a lot more expensive than that. But 20 gauge shotguns you can pick up for about the same price, if not less, than 12 gauge. So going to be your standard cost for your firearm. Now, in defense model, this one is a number 3 buckshot load. Very, very, very effective as a defense cartridge. No question about it. In slugs or heavier buckshot loads, definitely effective for hunting as well, medium to large game even. So definitely nothing to scoff at. It's a lot of lead and can be very, very effective. When it actually comes to defense loads, I tend to prefer number 3 or number 4 buckshot, simply because they don't have as much of a tendency to over penetrate. Since each individual pellet is smaller, from across the room when it hits something like a wall, that tends to stop them better. When you're right up next to it and that sort of thing, it's still very concentrated to put together. They're going to tear right through anyway. But after they've hit some cover or after they've hit a target, they don't tend to penetrate as much, and so they tend to be, or can be, a little more safer in an urban environment for that. I'm not saying anything binding here, like, oh, they won't go through whatever. I'm just saying because each individual pellet is smaller, it has less individual mass, it tends to not penetrate as much. So great for defense loads, and they're recommended for that purpose, for that reason as well. So 20 gauge, very common shotgun load. Like I said, very cost effective, and lots of options when it comes to firearms for them. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know.